Hey guys, welcome back to my Minecraft world. We're on episode 51, and it has been a while again since my last video. So, just in case you're new or you forgot because it's been so long, this is my single player world where I do like world building lore stuff once every 5 episodes. That might change going forward as I try and balance this against being on the Lotus SMP. But as it stands, my last episode was the big milestone episode, episode 50. It was all solid lore. And yeah, this episode is going to be about just walking through the build and looking at some of the little details and stuff that I did, or the little challenges I had to overcome building a big superhero base at the scale that I tend to build at. Before we get started, just want to say a couple of things about the world because it's been a while again since my last video. When I say lore, I don't mean I'm going to be like role playing and acting and stuff. I don't have that skill set. It's going to be more building a backdrop with the builds that I do and like the reasons for them being there, the reasons for them being why they are the way they are, that sort of thing. But as of last episode, I finally have a bunch of characters, a bunch of named actual characters that I can tell stories with, which I started doing in the last episode. If you want a recap on the lore, I guess I would say watch episodes 25 and episode 50. They are the densest, most just straightforward lore episodes, big milestone ones, so I put extra effort into those ones. But they set up the world as it is now, and sort of the themes and stuff that I'm delving into with all this stuff. Also, I should mention the reason it's been a long time again since my last video. Partly is because it was the back half of the Lotus season, which is over now. Please go check out what I did on Lotus. I had a lot of fun there. Just waiting on season 4 now. But yeah, I took a break from this again because building this thing. Let me just free cam a sec. This is to date the biggest thing that I've ever built. This was a flat island. I built this whole mountain, and I built, how's best to show this off? I built all these different floors, all these little rooms, everything's fully furnished, everything's like purposeful. And yeah, I did all this over a week while also helping to build and plan and get all the resources for the Nether Hub on Lotus, which also came together kind of in a week or so, if I remember correctly. But yeah, because of that, I got burnt out massively. And then when I came back, I was thinking, okay, I'll ease myself into it. I won't go straight back to Lotus where I've got kind of like responsibilities and stuff, like stocking my shop and all this sort of stuff. I'll do my walkthrough on here. And when I came to do this, I just couldn't do it. It was just, burnout was just too much, and I needed a break. So I'm here now, I'm doing it. A couple of things about this whole project. I actually started this hold on, I wrote the date down. I found this place, this island. If I just bring up the map, I found this. This is spawn over here. That's how far away this is. I found this place and cleared it off on the 8th of November 2023. It took me about a year to kind of design this, find this place, design the build and all that sort of stuff. And then get all the materials together. I even had to, maybe I have a clip of this, I'm not sure. I even had to go farm extra grass because I just didn't have enough to cover the mountain. So it was a whole thing, but I was really proud of getting it finished and coming up with all the, that's the other part of it. I had to come up with all the lore and stuff as well and write a script for that. That all took quite a long time. So let's have a look. So I did think about making this my main base as well, but it's just so far away from all my stuff. I don't want to do it. But because I haven't explored so much of the area around here. I mean, I've done a bit because I just needed some extra stuff. I didn't want to fly all the way back to my base all the time. When new biomes and stuff come out, or changes to them happen, I've got this this outpost this far away from all my stuff, where I can like load in new terrain, generate new stuff when it gets added to the game. Also, just to put this into perspective, it is the biggest thing I've ever built. It also goes if we zip around the mountain, it also goes underwater here. Oh, that's not. I need to fix the water there. Yeah, it even goes over here where we've got the sub access. But yeah, this took me, I think 20. Oh, I've written this down as well. Hold on. If I add up all the replay files, it took me 22.3 hours of build time. But I'm rounding that up to at least 24 because somehow, even though I followed the schematic I made, I kept not having enough stuff, so I had to keep flying back or going off to farm some extra materials. And I crammed that all into the same week as also putting time in on Lotus, building the Nether Hub. So, hence my burnout, hence I took a break for about a month. The series is rebranded my world building series. And, what did I even call it before? Survival? Yeah. World building. We're going to lean more into it, I think. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? This is kind of the landing pad and the hangar door that goes into the ground floor of my base. This was quite fun to design. My little spacecraft, my little shuttlecraft that zips around the world when the team needs to embark on a mission, or supplies need to get transported somewhere we need to go somewhere that there's no nether access. But also it's the shuttlecraft that goes up into orbit and ferries crew back and forth from the spaceship that I haven't built yet. Haven't even designed yet, but it's I have lore for it. What else do I have in here that was kind of a challenge? I guess one of the kind of just overall challenges throughout the base, I didn't know what to put around just to take up space for just detail stuff. This is meant to be a kind of high-tech facility, but I wanted it to be like not so sleek, especially on the lower levels, not so sleek. So I mean, this is a place where they might be loading cargo and stuff onto here. I've got loads of chests and things all over the place. But also, I feel like this makes it seem a bit kind of like it's in use. Like people are actively, like, you wouldn't just leave this stuff here, right? You would tidy it up, and maybe this is just evidence that there's stuff going on. That's how I think about it anyway. Right here, is there anything I need to look at? Not really. This is like the maintenance bay for the shuttlecraft. We have another maintenance bay elsewhere we will get to. There's this stuff which I'll talk about when we get to the top level. No, let's talk about it now. So this stuff is signed paintings. So one of the reasons I put off building this place for almost a year, I still was developing it over a year, the lore, the script, and the builds, was I was originally planning to do these are like computer screens and stuff. I was planning to do these with the immersive paintings mod. You would have images you could import as custom paintings, and you could do like transparency stuff. So this image is only the green stuff. Unfortunately, with signed paintings, there is no real transparency. You can lose the background, but this is all meant to be quite detailed. Instead, it's all kind of the same color. Yeah, so it's come out blocky and low detail, which I think it works for Minecraft. It doesn't look too modded now. So actually, yeah, those are just kind of all over the base to add that extra little hint of this is a high-tech building. Here's something that I've never done before, but I'm happy with how it came out. I've done the rooms you do the mirror of the room behind glass, so it looks like you're looking in a mirror. Unfortunately, I don't have a reflection, obviously, but it looks like the room is reflected. I couldn't do it for all the bathrooms, though, because they were constrained by the rest of the build further up. Here, this is something I said in the last episode I wasn't going to talk about because it wasn't really, like, lore relevant. But I wanted to make this place my new base. But then I thought, all my stuff, I just can't be bothered to bring all my stuff down here. And I'm still working on stuff up here. Still got my town to finish. But yeah, I guess if I, as I said earlier, if I want this to be an outpost when new stuff gets added to the game, I have stuff here. Let's see how this is going, actually. Yeah, so I set this up near the start of the build, if you remember last episode, and this is what this is what was generated in this thing. Why do I have a pale oak trapdoor? I don't know what that's about. But anyway, farms. I just got some stuff here that I might use. I've got a super smelter. This is my storage room, not storage room. This is my crafting room up here, and this is access from here to the super smelter. Then wool farm, obviously, got some bamboo. That's upsetting that that's not moving. I guess that just... okay. Didn't think that through, did I? Oh well. But yeah, that's some farms under here. I've got... what is that? This is a little disposal thing. This will spit out stuff if I've got like a junk thing here. Trash. There we go. And that'll just spit out into here when I turn it on. And then... what is this? Oh. Yes, okay. Oh dear, that's making a mess. I need more glass. There we go, fixed. I don't know why I left this open. I think just so I could get in there if I needed to. Dear me, okay. Let's offload all this. Basically, then this all gets transported up this tube here, and then it goes over the crafting room, over this corridor, and straight into my storage room here. Not bad, right? I think it's kind of cool. Anyway, that's this bit. Oh, I also have the little Il Mango mud maker machine. Not stocked because, yeah, not basing here. What else do we have? This is something I've tried to do all around the base. Have these little, like, break room areas, little like chill spots for the well-being of the crew that works here. Got these makeshift kind of vending machine things. Then over here we've got lifts. This is the same design I kind of adapted from Zuma on Hermitcraft. Yeah, these go to each level. If I don't want to stop at this level, I hit the button, I keep going, and then I do have to flip it down so I can get out. A bit too much hassle, but it's compact and it works. And then to go back down, I have powdered snow here that I can fall through, and the carpet alternates, so I can choose which floor I want to stop on. And there we go. So those are my lifts. Then we've got some more details around here. Got all these like little pipes and gizmos and stuff to kind of make this place look a bit more high tech. Down here, it's kind of, this is meant to be like little cylindrical concrete tunnels, kind of like, well, they were directly inspired by the Stargate Command facility from Stargate SG-1. Like, we're underground in a mountain bunker. What more direct inspiration could I find? And then in that vein, I've got these like air conditioning units dotted around as well, so the air circulates down here. Over here we've got, oh, here we go. We've got here's like one of the little ready rooms, a little maintenance thing. And then we've got the submarine hangar, more little stations and stuff around here. Stuff so that the crew can like monitor things and prepare the squad for I don't know, underwater missions and stuff. I'm really proud of this. I, almost from memory, I think, I built Thunderbird 4. Do people remember the Thunderbirds? Am I showing my age? But yeah, I think I worked maybe off one image, and I'm super happy with how this came out. I think it's so good. More pipes and stuff. Here's one of the things that I kind of found a bit of a challenge was the pipes. This I've done a bunch before. I do the copper block and then the corresponding wood color as the pipes with the strip logs. But then the challenge was I needed more pipe colors basically, which we'll see as we keep going. I think this might be new since the last video. I didn't have all these kind of decoration blocks maybe. And I kind of just wanted to put a bunch of stuff. In fact, I did this on stream. Yeah, this definitely wasn't in my last video. I wanted to do some extra little decoration things. And these blocks I picked because they're kind of, I don't know, ocean related. They've got like sea pickles and prismarine and stuff. Yeah, some more screens. I think these might just be generic screens that I made. So I made a bunch of different variations. Some of them are specific though. Oh wait, hold on. Let's go back out the other room. This is the little ready room over here for the crew, for the squad. We've got, I don't know, scuba gear or something. And then we've got a locker room and stuff. Then over here we've got the power and water distribution. Over here we've got some sort of, here's a bespoke one. This one's 3 wide specifically for this room. This is meant to be some sort of geothermal power generation machine. I don't know, lots of lava being pumped through. Here's what I mean with the pipes. I needed a different type of pipe. So I've got basalt and smooth deep slate here. Then over here, this is water treatment. I tried to add some movement into this by putting this in here. But it kind of, unless you're like looking at it close enough, can't really tell. But I still like it. Then over here, just got like a bunch of stuff you can mess with to pretend like you're working on something. Over here, more pipes and stuff. Yeah, I guess also movement over here to make it look like it's working. Quite like this one. Then, in fact, more pipes. This is what these things are meant to be. More wires and stuff more than pipes. Like these pipes are like distributing stuff around the base. But these are like wires and stuff. Like a blown up circuit board maybe. That's what that's meant to look like. We'll look at the upstairs when we get up there. But is there anything back here? Oh yeah, some more screens back here, more workstations. Got a little armory. Because we're on the level where we've got disembarking on mission places, I figured we'd have the armory down here. So the squad can come in, the crew can come in, grab some armor and weapons and munitions and stuff. And then, yeah, off they go. Whichever way they need to go on their mission. That is the bottom floor of the compound. Then if we head up one level, this is where we start to see residential parts, I think. Here we've got a gym, got a little boxing ring, got a punching bag, got a treadmill, got some weights you can lift. All that sort of stuff. I think here we've got locker room, some showers, so on. What else do we have? What is this? Oh yeah, here's the crafting stations again. Here's where I'd keep all my ores and metals and stuff. And then there's the storage room over here. It's ready to go. I even have like room for the pale moss and the new pale oak stuff. Then this is the upstairs for the aircraft hangar. This is meant to be like a refueling arm or something. That's what that's meant to be. Then what else do we have on this level? This is where, this is where we get crew quarters. So I've got a row of rooms here for just like the general crew that works here. These are all kind of similar, if not exactly the same. They might be slightly different. No, these are all the same, aren't they? I think the flowers are different. Yeah. The slightest variation. But then this side is cyan carpet with orange bed. Got to use those colors because they're lore specific. Then is it this way? Then the other side, it's orange carpet with cyan bed. And then that's even more crew rooms over here. We also have, here we go, we have the control room for the power and water distribution. Let's look in here first. So this is the upstairs. We've got the water over here. I went for a weathered copper block here for this like junction here because it's got water rushing through it constantly. So I wanted it to look a bit weathered. Then up here we've got some, I don't know, I needed some sort of detail in these, how these pipes meet the ceiling somehow. More pipes and things, distributing stuff around the base. And then the control room. And then here's something I did to kind of make things look a bit more futuristic. I used glass as though it's I don't know, kind of like Tony Stark has a bunch of screens like this in the Marvel movies, where it's just like a glass pane with the stuff appears on it. I don't know if it's like projected on there or something, or it's just some high-tech nonsense. But we've got a buttons and stuff for the controls, and then all this stuff monitoring. See, this is what I mean. These sections have some detail to them, but it all just kind of got compressed. Then we also have more toilets. This is where I couldn't do the mirrored room because next to it is the locker room. Because I could maybe have got away with that. Just not have these toilets. Although there's no toilets then otherwise, because there's no toilets in here. Anyway, that's that. Is that it on this level? I think that's it. Then we go up. Oh, I need to eat. Then we go up one more level. This is where we have like the recreational stuff. Got the gaming room in here. I added some posters. If you don't know me by now, I play Destiny still. Here's a screenshot from the end of the Final Shape campaign. There's my character. There is a playthrough, if you want to watch it, of me doing the Final Shape for the first time. It's in a playlist. The videos are unlisted, but the playlist should be available if you go to my channel. Then I've got over here, the Arkham games are just so great. I love them. Red Dead 2 is probably one of my top 5 games of all time. So is the Mass Effect trilogy. That's probably one of my favorite just franchises of all time. Not just games or like sci-fi, just in general. Love Mass Effect. Then what else do we have here? We have the theater. This is for like, I don't know, the crew can hang out and watch movies or something. Or if there's a particularly big briefing for a lot of people, the people in command can come up here and address a lot of people at the same time. Feels a bit Steve Jobs, like I should be wearing a turtleneck up here. I don't know. That's this though. And then here's the mess hall. I quite like this one. Here we've got fake scenery out the windows because we're underground. People might go crazy if stuck under here for prolonged periods. I have a bigger version of these as well elsewhere. Over here we've got, in fact, we come around this way. You come in, grab your tray from the stack here, stack of trays, and then you can grab a bit of food from whatever you want. Over here we've got, I don't know, drinks and a coffee machine. Then we've got the kitchen over here. Got some herbs and stuff. Got these fridges with stuff inside. Extra surfaces. I did want to hang some tools up in here, but I guess I forgot to do that on that stream. Huh. Some more pipes and gadgets and stuff. What else do we have on this level? Oh, we have tons of stuff on this level, don't we? We've got the library here. Little enchanting setup, but also place for people to study, do research. We also have, behind here, a little hidden room. Let me in. This is where I would put all my enchanted books, I think. I think that's what this was meant to be for. Can't really remember now. It's been a year. Been a year and a half now. Then that was the library. Over here we've got access to the storage room if I need it. If I need to like get in here from a different direction. This way is the other fake scenery out the window. It's a little spot for, I don't know, the crew to unwind, have a sandwich on their break or something. We've got the flowers in here. I should talk about these flowers. So this is the kind of the banner, the logo kind of thing for the Perpetuals. I haven't even said the name of them yet, have I? The team of superheroes, the organization, they're called the the group of superhero type people are called Perpetuals, and that's their name as well as an entity. This is their kind of logo, kind of. I took this color combination from Starfield. Starfield also inspired the top floor, which we'll talk more about when we get there, but I really liked the color combination. So yeah, I copied that. The colors are a bit more vibrant than I would like them to be here, but that's why these colors in the flowers here. And it gives the Perpetuals their own kind of distinct identity versus just the humans in general, where everything's kind of copper related. So much copper. Library, this. Okay, now we start getting to the interesting stuff, I think. So over here, we have not the crew quarters now, but the on-site accommodation for the different, like, actual Perpetual squad members. So this side, it's noisy, it's overlooking the power and water distribution room. This is where we have the rooms for the two captains, who won't necessarily be on site very much. So, Captain Pendergast, she's the spaceship captain. She's got her own kind of satellite uplink thing, so she can converse with her crew on her spaceship if she needs to, in the privacy of her own room. Everyone has their own ensuite room. And because these two rooms are next to each other, I could mirror them. Happy with that. I'm proud of myself with that one. Then, yeah, here's like the humans banner, the copper colors, and then the Perpetuals banner. This is meant to be like a little laptop. So that was Leo's room. This is Sammy's room. This is our kind of pirate captain. So I've got skull and crossbones here. Yeah, not as much stuff I could add to this one. But yeah, because it's a skull and crossbones, I added a skull here, I guess. Vending machine. And then over the corridor this way, we have the rest of the Perpetuals. So these are all like off the same little communal room. So we've got a little like common room area here. People can come hang out. More vending machines. We'll start this way and go clockwise. So this is my room. Here's me watching one of my Lotus videos, maybe. Then I can't remember what I wanted to put here, but I've got space for something. Got some backup armor. I also have in the wardrobe quick access to get out of here. So how do I do this again? I think if I follow this round. Yeah, this is not like canon lore stuff. This is just practically, if I'm using this place as my base, that's my bedroom. So I need quick access to get out of here. So this gets me back over here. We'll pay more attention to this in a moment, but here's the nether room, and then the door up there gets me out onto the surface. Well, let's head back to my room for a sec. There we go. Back in my room. Here's my little bathroom. When I couldn't do a mirrored room, I put just black. Is that black concrete or is that black wall? I think it's concrete. Yeah, that's my room. Then, Sir Victor. Victor's room. I really like this one. So Victor is kind of a knight / samurai type character. So I got this little kind of like a sword on display, little dojo kind of room here for him to, I don't know, meditate and train and stuff while he's off duty. He's another one actually that kind of doesn't show up here much because he's a bit of a wanderer. He's a bit of a nomad. Can't quite remember how much detail I went into with everyone's story. But here's Administrator Avery Stevenson's room. He is probably the person I've talked about the most in the lore stuff. Not only is he the administrator, the head, he gets a bath because he's the administrator. He's not just the head of the Perpetuals organization, the leader currently. He is also the mayor of the original founder and mayor of the town that I've been building. So he is an important character, and we will definitely delve into his story a lot more once I finish my town. That's how I plan to close that chapter of this world. Then we have Major William Lennox and Miss Abigail Spillman, or Bill and Gail. They are kind of Batman and Robin kind of duo. We've got the grizzled old army veteran and his protege. Yeah, the detective side of Batman, I guess. So we've got all these case files over here and stuff. Another little box of case files next to the laptop. And Gail gets her own little room here. I think I picked purple for her bed because, now this is a roundabout way of doing this, but I was thinking of it as Batman and Robin, and maybe purple would fit more with Batman and Batgirl, because I think the Gail Simone, I didn't think of that actually, but I think the Gail Simone run in the New 52, didn't Batgirl's costume become purple then? But actually what I was thinking of with this, I think, was the Smallville comic. I think the second volume, Batman is in it, and instead of Batman and Robin, it's Batman and Nightwing. And I think it's Barbara Gordon is Nightwing in that version, and she wears. I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to pull the thing off my shelf now. Yeah, purple and gold. I think it looks purple and gold. Anyway, this is Archmage Catherine's room. Goes by Cat usually. I've got all these little pots and stuff. All these maybe these are all like ingredients and little magical items and stuff. Because she's a mage. Yeah, I think this is probably one of the characters I'm more interested in as well. With stories that I could tell. All of them, in fact. I don't have a story. I'm just here now playing, but I have interesting stuff I want to do with each of the characters. More pipes. Here's a variation on the pipes that I did with the basalt instead of doing deep slate, because I've got it in the floor here. Then we go upstairs again. Now we're on the top floor. This is the newest floor, the newest part of the facility, and it's a lot more high-tech. So, I mentioned Starfield before. This color scheme, this aesthetic, is directly inspired by I want to say the Arasaka building, but I think that's from Cyberpunk. What's the Ryujin building? It's all white, grey, like this dark blackish grey and red. I thought it just looked really cool. So, and I guess it also feels a bit Sleep Token. But that's what I went with for this. We will start the other end of this place. So, here's a little break room. multiple banners, different factions showing up here. One of the other lore videos I did, episode 40 maybe, or 45, I forget. It was a big birch tree that had been it had overgrown itself because of the magic in the area. All these like magical wardings and shields and stuff. Because it was a kind of sacred kind of meeting place for the different factions in my world, in my world's history. They would all meet up. This big like alliance meetup thing. No one uses that anymore. It's become kind of a pilgrimage place, I think. But now this secret superhero well-defended base thing has become the new meeting place. So we've got a table. We've got the blocks for the perpetuals, just to represent those colors here. It's also like built into this cave to keep that kind of like nature theme of the giant birch tree. Just to like tie this into nature still. But yeah, the perpetual blocks, that represents the humans here. Then we've got the elf faction banner over here. Elves aren't really around anymore, but they still have an elf caretaker who can represent elfish matters, like a consultant and stuff. Then we have dwarves who, again, also just aren't really around anymore. But what few dwarves are still around are actually really quite close friends and allies with the perpetuals now. Pretty sure I talked about that as well last episode. So that's the big meeting room. This is probably the most important room in the whole building, in the whole facility. This is the stasis room. So here we've got some robot guards. They're ready to defend the room. Extra security. Then in here, we've got big screens up here. These are screenshots from my world. So this is actually my... this might be the thumbnail, actually, for one of the videos where I added all these Armistan people to my starter village. And then this is, I think, maybe the one... It's another thumbnail where I did the path between spawn and my town, I think, and my village. I forget. But this is the stasis room. This is where... This is a placeholder head, but this is Magnus, the first perpetual. He's got the main kind of prominent stasis chamber. Got tubes going into it all over the place. These are screens where it's monitoring all the different perpetuals that are in stasis. Got more screens here. Here's something that was cool with the this signed paintings mod. You can offset where the image actually appears. So I've managed to just slide it into the glass so it looks like it's been projected within this mechanism somehow. More stasis chambers. Tons of pipes. We've got the purple pipes. Still not convinced this works with the purple, but I'm still like, oop, that needs fixing. Yeah, loads of pipes. All this, like, a lot of resources go into this room to kind of make sure everyone's well looked after while they're in stasis. Then we've got some more stasis chambers in here. More pipes. But yeah, this is probably the most important place in the building because these aside from Magnus, these are retired perpetuals who their lives have kind of come to a conclusion, but they can't die because they're perpetuals. So they exist in a kind of virtual reality thing until a solution to their situation. We'll say it like that. Until that is discovered or presents itself. Okay, then we have... Let's go in the science and tech lab. Tons of gadgets and stuff. Tons of little pipes and things. Got pipes running through there. Got whatever this is. Just thought it looked kind of cool, like a... Maybe this was doing something. I don't know. Don't know what all this stuff is. Just tried to make a bunch of gadget-looking things. A bunch of machinery and stuff. bunch of technology. Over the corridor, we have the magic room. This is something that this was kind of probably the chief thing that was preventing me moving forward with this without having the custom paintings. So I think in the lore video, I did this with purple banners. But what I really wanted was this. It's a custom painting with the portal texture on. And I can just walk through here. And this is meant to be, this is the room. This little cupboard kind of thing. This is meant to be the entrance to a little pocket dimension where, I don't know, Cat or other mages can come in here and do a little magical research. There's all like magical stuff. Got a little magical floating book and stuff, and candles. And potion brewing, etc. Bit more nature vibes in here as well. Magical research. Then we've got a kind of more traditional research room and some archival stuff. Added a bunch of books and things. Make sure it's not too humid in here. We've got climate control. We have surgery and the infirmary. Here's the surgery suite. And then through here. This is kind of like I think this is exactly actually the same as the wards in my hospital in my town. Then as we go down here towards the main control room, command center sort of thing, we've got offices, we've got a break room, tiny little break room. Here's a meeting room, and another meeting room, and then a video conference room. Got a screen up with the Zoom call. Here's Geralt. This is kind of a stand-in for Victor, I think. He's the most Witcher-like of the Perpetuals. And then this is a doctor. This is actually the hospital in my town. I just needed a random skin to use there. Here's the mayor of my village. And then here's me in my room, actually, I think. So that's the video comms room. Then on this side, we've got offices. That's the break room. Just slightly different offices in here. Nothing too fancy. Just some little workspaces. Then we have the administrator's office and his receptionist's desk. Oh dear, that scared me. Guess I should sleep. Hello, friend. I didn't want to plaster this place in lighting because it's meant to be a secret base. I mean, there's some stuff that's just unavoidable, like this, or like these windows, or these antennas and gun emplacement. They're not like big and flashy. They're kind of just there. Yeah, I didn't want this whole place to just be lit up, so I just deal with all the hostile mobs. But here's the administrator's office. I really quite like this. You can just look out on the world. Also, Administrator Stevenson, his family is tied to why copper is a thing associated with the humans. So he's got a lot of copper on display in here. That's quite important to him and his family history. Then this way we have a little briefing room, because we have the nether portal here under this room, and actually also the teleporter room. Star Trek style teleporter room. This is a good place to do briefings because it's just right next to your embarking rooms. There's a random map I found. I think I might have used some sort of random fantasy map generation tool online. This is like all the documents and stuff related to the mission, all the intel. Here's some like stuff about each of the squad members that's going on a mission. Shut up, zombie. Then we get to the main like command center. We've got all these different workstations around the edge. This is kind of meant to be a bit like the bridge on the helicarrier in the first Avengers movie. So we've got all these stations for people to be working at. I envision like Nick Fury standing here looking out of the helicarrier or whatever. Got more screens here where I've done the like partway through the glass thing again. This is like the administrator would stand up here. This is his private console, his main console. Well, this is the kind of the overarching global. This is all the stuff that's going on. These are all the missions that are active, or the stuff that we're monitoring worldwide and stuff. Without this stuff, it's just a big blue pane of glass. It doesn't make much sense, but so I'm glad of this. I also really like the ceiling in here. I like the shape of this room and the detail that I managed to get with these block types. It's quite cool, I think. I really like how that came out. Back here we have surface access to get up onto the top of the mountain. I think I might leave it for a sec, wait for stuff to despawn. And then here's the other surface access. Nothing can get in here actually because I've got this trap door. But yeah, I'm scared to go out. Let's just free cam it. So we've got this. This is a defense battery. This is an anti-air gun maybe. Up here we've got communication stuff. Satellite dish. Maybe this is what keeps in contact with the spaceship. Need to build that one day. Then we've got a bunch of aerials and stuff. This is the surface access from down here. Kind of the bubble vator and a drop back down. Over here, this is meant to be the main vent. All the air conditioning units kind of pump all the air out from. Then over here, we've got another gun emplacement. This one's not so much an anti-air gun, maybe. And then my first go at building a mountain. I'm not overly happy with the shape of this, but I had certain specifications for the shape that I wanted so that I could fit all the stuff inside, because I built all the innards first. In fact, I could probably show you that in a sec, how I went about designing this place. But let's just finish off the rooms in this thing. This is modeled after the gate room in Stargate Atlantis, the Atlantis gate room. So I've got the circular nether portal to make it look like a Stargate. It is just a square one, but with extra blocks put in front of it. The color scheme, yeah, this is all Atlantis. I have these defense turrets hanging from the ceiling here. These are, as tends to happen, even though this comes out onto the nether roof, occasionally a zombie piglin will come through. And part of the thing that I do with the lore of my world is it all still takes place in Minecraft, so I have to account for game mechanics. So that's what these turrets are for. Any hostile mobs that might happen to come through here are dealt with by these things. Then we have these little these rooms off to the side. This is the one that takes me to the farms and is my quick access back to my room if I need it. And then this side, I don't know what to do with it. I figured I'd just throw some chests in here to make it like extra storage for stuff. Maybe it's been brought in from a mission and just been put here for the time being. I don't know what to do with this. But then we go back here. This is probably the second most important room. Here we've got more robot guards again, just in case. More pipes and stuff. But then this is the AI core. Some gadgets and stuff, just to make it look like you can control things in down here. More pipes. This is kind of meant to be Bastion's head from Bastion from Overwatch. But that's my AI core. Here's the thing that kind of runs everything, makes everything work in the base. And then this is meant to look a bit like, talking of the Avengers movies, this is meant to be kind of like Jarvis, in that one thing where they show like Ultron consuming Jarvis. It's meant to be that kind of thing. I don't know, but it's not just green here. It's all the colors of the Perpetuals as well. This is like some visual representation of the AI core's brain function, I guess. But yeah, that is a quick walkthrough of every room, every part of this facility. I think now I will just hop over into my creative world and show you kind of how I designed all this stuff. Okay, we're now in my creative flat world testing building thing place. Here's my spawn temple. Here's my the castle in my town. Here's some of the buildings from the town and so on. Here's my museum in my town, etc. Here is the Perpetual's HQ building. So this is almost entirely the exact same as the building I just showed you, minus some of the extra decoration and mini blocks and stuff. Here's how it started. So, in fact, I guess this is how it started over here. I was trying to figure out how to do an Atlantis-style gate sort of thing. So that is this. I was trying to figure out how to do the corridors. Here's the first try, I think, for the high-tech sort of upstairs area. Didn't really like this. Here's my first go at the downstairs. This is almost exactly how it turned out, except I did originally have these. This is something I think was in actual Stargate Command, is you had all these things like running between different places, like directing you to different departments and stuff. It was too much. It was too much. I could probably do it because I have kind of designed where the rooms are and stuff. 2 signs. With that in mind, like being like, here's where all the crew quarters are and all that sort of stuff. So I could probably do that. It was just a bit too messy. Especially at this level of detail, the scale that I build at. But yeah, all the kind of the aspects of this stuff are represented here. Got the details in the ceiling, the random stuff on the walls, the random pipes and things, the air conditioning unit, the bracing to hold up these concrete tunnels, the fake scenery through a window, and all that stuff. And then here's actually me settling on the design. Also, I got through so much iron here. So much redstone used up to make all these observers. The observers line every corridor. And then so much iron as well. We've got we've got smithing tables up here. And we've got blast furnaces lining every corridor. It's pretty excessive. But there is that stuff. And then I did design the ship separately. Then this was me figuring out what the floor plan of the facility was going to be. So here, small runway, hangar door, jet thing, circular floor thing to turn jet around. Oh yeah, the jet wouldn't go in backwards, right? It would go in forwards and then gets turned around so it can exit again. Here we go, repairs and maintenance room, etc. All this stuff. Here was me. This was a different version of the color scheme inside. Glad I didn't go with this. I settled on the Stargates kind of style thing. But this is what I did. I plotted everything with wool. Then I labeled every room. Decided what farms ? Decided where everything was going to go, how everything was going to feed into itself. And then here's how I kept track of my progress on designing everything. So I took the wall outline, copied it into a schematic, and then pasted it onto the island, which I copied into here. Flattened out a lot of the terrain, put the wall outlines down. Then I went about building each thing piece by piece, room by room. So I had stuff like this. I would say, okay, infirmary, I've started it. And then when I finished the room, details, everything finished, I would light the back as well. Then over here, the mountain was a big one. That was done. Then trees. I didn't quite know how to decorate the island, or if I wanted to. I think I said in the stream where I did all the extra details that I might do some palm trees and stuff on the beach area. I'm not sure really. The island itself does have some lore connotations, so maybe I will come back to it when I flesh out that story. I think I talked about that in the last episode as well. Yeah, this was a huge undertaking for me. I'm proud of myself for being able to, for getting this level of kind of stuff done with it. It's not the greatest build, it's not the prettiest mountain, but everything in it serves a function. It has a purpose in the story. And I've wrote the big script with all that story stuff in it as well. yeah, I'm happy with how this all came out. Let's hop back into the actual single player world though. Okay, that's going to be it for this one. Please, if anyone has any questions or if you want to see some stuff again up close, maybe want me to go over something, or if you've got questions about the lore, anything, just please comment. I really want to get back to grips with doing stuff on my single player world. I've got like ideas and stuff that are just... Is it dark in here? It's pretty dark in here. That's better. I've got loads of stuff that I want to get to. And to that end, the next episode will be back in my town. I've got a little row of houses that I've had prepared probably for a year as well now, because it's been so long. But that's the last build that I have prepared for my town. And I want to get the town finished so I can move on and start building in different styles and stuff again. And tell more stories and stuff. So next episode, I'll build those houses. We'll talk about them, look at the little build details that I did. But then after that, I think my plan is I want to do a few streams maybe, where I just get on in the town and flesh out some last few buildings to kind of finish the town. Once that's done, I can do another episode where it's a lore episode. We'll flesh out the administrator / town founder / first mayor, his story, and we'll wrap up the town. Then going forward, I will still do some different settlements. Like I really want to move on from the town. I went from village to town. Now I want to go to make a city. It won't be nearly as big as my town is. My town, I've kind of regret trying to just do a bit of everything to make it like have all the realistic facilities and stuff you would require in a town. Like, did I need to do a police station and a fire station and a hospital? Did I really need to do that? Not really. But with a city, I think it would be more like a few blocks, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get there when we get there. We still need to finish the town. But then, aside from doing a settlement, I want to do kind of diorama type things, maybe. I will build locations from the stories of these different characters. And maybe do little armor stand scenes or something. So that, yeah, there's like a visual... I can do visual storytelling in a way, as well as just like telling the story. Anyway, that's going to be it for me this time, guys. If you wouldn't mind helping me out, maybe you could hit like on the video. And if you want to follow my journey here on the server, all this world building and storytelling stuff, maybe you could hit subscribe as well. But yeah, that's going to be it for me this time, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.